When we first came here, we had two quiz nights, I think, Thursday and a Sunday, and the big one was the Thursday quiz, and it was started off by a lovely man called Frank Farrell and a team of other people around him, and they were pretty tough quizzes, and it ended up being quite popular back in the day, and it was a quiz that worked in teams. It didn't have to be in teams, but people did form teams, and a lot of them were actually pretty academic. There were teachers, there were lecturers, and so on in some of these teams, and they started adopting strange names like the Penguins, the Coffin Dodgers for the older ones, and so on. But anyway, it was a pretty competitive. There wasn't a vast amount. I think it was a cash prize that accumulated £5 a week or something until it was 1 on 20. So I think the highest it ever went to was about 60 or 70 quid or something. But it wasn't really about that. They were sort of pretty clever people. And for instance, we had a thing called a gongoozler. And a gongoozler was used in one of Mike James' quizzes. What do you call, if somebody is a train spotter who collects train numbers, what do you call somebody who collects the registrations of canal boats? And the answer is a gongoozler. So we came to use it as a term for a more difficult question inserted amongst a load of reasonable questions to sort of narrow the field a little bit. So it wasn't exactly stopping anybody winning. There weren't impossible answers, but they were pretty esoteric, a little bit abstruse or whatever. So every question that was inserted into another quiz, which was unusually difficult, we called a gongoozler. So one particular week, whoever should have been doing the quiz hadn't turned up. And I said, well, we'll do the quiz. We used to charge 50p a go for it. I said, but we won't charge you 50p this week because the only questions I have to hand are 20 gongoozlers, 20 really difficult questions, which I was going to insert into other quizzes. But anyway, so here we go. No charge, 20 gongoozlers coming up. Thinking, well, if anybody gets 2 out of 20 on this, they'll do well. It went on 15. One question, which was correctly answered by 4 teams, was what was the putative name of the illegitimate child of Eloise and Abelard in the romance of the 16th century? You will of course know that the answer was astrolabe. Well, 4 teams did anyway. So that's what some of the Thursday night quizzes. The Sunday night quiz was always a bit easier, you know, and there was free food after the Sunday night one as well. So that's still going strong, partly because of the free food, I think. Yeah, the Fagan's quizzes were legendary, and it actually said on the top of the sheet, the legendary Fagan's quiz, yeah.
You do have the best pint of Tetley's.
Or half in my case.